Heights.
What's good? What's good? We are back live from Fayettenam. Don't look like Big Cavs are gonna make it tonight, but we still got a full house. We got Mr. J, we got Mr. Jones, and we got Big Face. And I am, of course, the one and only Paul Masson.
Shout out
How
to
y'all doing tonight, fellas?
As well.
Anybody drinking on anything?
Little sassy. Little bit.
Before we get started, I want to shout out the Dizzle brand, of course.
Shout out to Dizzle. Hey, if you ain't Dizzling, is you really doing anything right now?
We just posted a video with DJ Battlecat shouting out Dizzle, you know. So the question is, do you Dizzle? That's the question now. Do you
Absolutely
Dizzle?
100%. I Dizzle with all my nizzles.
Before we get to the topic, I want to say that we're going to try to move the podcast to 7 o'clock next week. So we're going to try everybody come on at 7 p.m. and we move it to 7 p.m. because we moved it to 6:30 before, and we're going to move it back to 7 p.m. because we don't have to accommodate nobody going further.
I'm just going to let you know, man, I'm on CP time, so I'll show up at 7:15.
As long as you're awake, we good.
You know what? All right.
You show up at 7:15. You're gonna sit there and watch. You're gonna watch us podcast that episode.
Yeah, I just want to say peace to Mr. J for not giving me the business like these other two cats.
He don't know you well enough yet. He don't know you well enough yet.
Mr. J is giggling. I see that shit.
No, he's not. He's just smiling. He's good.
Word to the big face.
I'm good. But I did hear some rumors about Lil Uzi Vert taking his spot, though, bro. I don't know how valid that was.
Mr. Jones' spot.
I don't know how valid that was. I don't know.
That's the rumors.
If y'all want to have a show, all right, y'all do that. All right.
Cool. I mean, it could be anybody that just on that couch. I can't see shit. It could be anybody. That's anonymous.
What the fuck?
I know, like that might be Lil Uzi Vert on the couch right now. I can't even tell.
Wesley Snipes is in the building. We got Wesley Snipes co-hosting tonight, right, my man, Mr. Wesley Snipes.
This is after paying taxes, Wesley Snipes. Understand that.
Or Charlie Murphy. Maybe Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy.
Peace. Are y'all really not able to see me?
I mean, we can see you, but half of your face is dark.
It's like Jimmy.
Half of your face look like MF Doom, like you got an MF Doom mask on or something.
All right. Let me make some adjustments. I'll be right back. Damn. Oh, I'm fucking up the show.
So look at Joe fucking up the
show. Live from Fayettenam, and don't forget to tune into the Paul Pickett podcast and get your dizzle on, and look for the upcoming Circle of Kings for all your combat sports and local Fayetteville music type shit.
And all Mr. Right, J, before we get to the topic, shout your joint out. Shout your stuff out.
Yeah, shout your joint out, Mr. J.
Yo, Underground Experience. You know what I'm saying? Coming. November 18th.
Jones disappeared to look for lighting, but we're going to go ahead and get it started.
Hey, Mr. J, we need to go ahead and do a table out there with the Live from Fayettenam table at your event. We need to have a table. You know what I'm saying? We can go out there and check it. What you think, Mr. Pickett?
Something, Mr. J.
Sound like a plan?
All right, so we got a missing link, Mr. Jones, but we're going to get it started. Today's topic is going to be what hip-hop album debuts had the biggest impact.
Mr. J, go ahead. Let's just start us off.
Go ahead and start. Yeah, go ahead and start it, Jay.
Well, I mean, you have to figure out what the specifics are. You know what I'm saying?
Specifics. He's asking your opinion, Mr. J. What you thought was the biggest debut albums, the first album of that artist. They could have been in a group, but then dropped an album, right? So debut of that individual artist.
Well, you know, for different years, it might be different impacts and different movements started.
Well, let's start with like the 80s.
Let's start with
Well, I got, I got opinions. My same is going to be the same no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, I view hip hop as a whole, and no matter how old or new it is, to me, it's cultural relevance for me personally, my opinion. Now, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for me. But I don't want to break. Jay, I want you to, because Jay, you're the historian of the shit. But I can't. I'm not breaking mine. You're gonna see my list. Like, I got a mad list, but my top 5 it ranges. I'm sorry, Mr. J. I mean to interrupt you though.
No, you good.
Who's gonna start then? Who's gonna start?
No, I want Mr. J to go on. I just wanted to preface. I see he's setting. Mr. J. He like the Professor X. He's setting parameters. He likes to set parameters on conversation.
The green.
Yeah. He likes to say, well, what are we talking about here? I mean, what are we talking about? Let's set it. So go ahead, Mr. J. Sorry.
Well, you said you wanted to start with the 80s. So, I mean, for me, it might be It Takes a Nation to Millions from PE. That kind of started off a lot of conscious, a lot of conscious stuff. Power from Ice-T. That kind of set off a lot of gangster, a lot of the reality rap. They wanted to call it reality rap, and the media wanted to call it gangster rap. So, but that kind of set off that key. We can go to the 90s, which started a whole new West Coast wave. So that would probably be the Chronic.
Well, the Chronic has to be on everybody's top. I mean, I don't see how you can not see that as the top debut type record. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
You good. And as far as a group movement, probably the biggest collection movement, it'd probably be the 36 Chambers of the Wu. You know what I mean? Absolutely. That kind of launched so many different people. Probably the biggest collective. Yeah, probably the biggest collective in hip hop ever. I don't know who's matching that.
It wasn't just a collective. Look what they spawned. I mean, let's get on that for just a minute. Like, we talking about a record, 36 Chambers, that spawned, like, every single record on that record is a smash joint. One, you had a collective of so many MCs that then went on to release debut albums that some are on this list we're talking about tonight as well, by the way. They'll have multiple. And then they spawned Sons of Man, all these other entities.
GP Wu, Remedy, Joe Lansky.
Females, it's dozens and dozens and dozens. So that is a huge debut record. It created a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Producers as well,
From clothing to woo wear to production of movies. I mean, that debut album, they never topped that, by the way, as a collective. They make good music separately and together, but never topped Enter the 36. And look what they recouped off that. Probably the most lucrative endeavor, Loud Records, anyone could ever have made.
And the length they ate off that album. That album was at least 2-3 years strong.
Got them to sign contracts where they could have independent solo records was unheard of.
All right, let Jones chime in.
Sorry.
You good?
36 Chambers is the joint. But then you get to album number 2.
Well, we're on debuts though.
We're on debuts. We're debuts. We're just debuts, Jones. We're staying on debuts.
My bad, fellas.
Biggest impact debuts, and Wu-Tang is definitely at the top of my list.
I want to sit with 36 Chambers. I'm gonna stay where we are. 36 Chambers is nice. It is like that. I never heard nothing like that before. I heard Run DMC. I heard Houdini. And then this damn 36 Chambers just up from the 36 Chambers. I'm like, wow, like, what are y'all doing? And then we start getting used to it. We're like, oh, okay. Like, oh.
You better protect your neck. That was my shit. Like, oh, God damn.
It was like.
But I thought we was in the 80s. How the hell did we get to Wu-Tang?
Well, I mean,
it's just going through different decades.
I can't do decade by decade because, I mean, honestly, man, You know, there's a ton of great debut albums in hip hop.
Well, let's
man.
start with this. Who was the first debut? The first big is debut impact. The first one.
I mean, I mean, personally, that's each man's different. I mean, first big record that I can remember, License to Ill,
Whoop.
huge
They're on
debut
the top
album.
of my list. Beastie Boys are up there high on my list. Yeah,
I
Beastie
remember
Boys are up there.
rocking that
Come on, Face.
forever. I mean, back to back to back. Paul Revere, I couldn't get over Paul Revere. It would knock your 12s. It would blow your windows out. And me and my horsey and Paul Revere, and just, I mean, I remember it was like I was 9 or 10 years old. I mean, so it was huge, huge.
And you know what? That's a real debut. That's a real debut because I wanted to bring up Run DMC, but I'm thinking about Run DMC's second album.
EPMD, Strictly Business, really meant a lot to me. That's in the 80s. I mean, that was huge debut for me.
Double or the PMD. You
They're
drop
on my list. They're on my list.
Suzuki. Yeah,
Yeah.
debut.
I mean, for the 80s, I'm more of a late 80s, early 90s through the 90s. I feel like that you're still feeling that impact in all the hip hop, by the way. That late 89 to 96, you're at 99, you're still hearing that right now.
Hey, yo,
That's the golden era of hip hop.
Rest in peace to MCA, man. For real.
Well, I mean, so if we're just going strictly if we're going to talk about strictly top 5, right? My top 5 is Outkast, Southern Playalistic, number 5. Outkast, Southern Playalistic, number 5.
Okay.
Wu-Tang is definitely number 1.
Okay.
We still in 94 right now. Understand that.
Oh. We in 94.
Well, he's just going over his top 5 real quick.
No.
Let's go ahead and let him tell his top 5.
What I'm saying is Outkast's first album and Wu-Tang album, they was in the same year.
All right, so we got number 5 is Outkast, Southern Playalistic. We got Wu-Tang is number 2. My top album, let's just get to that, man, 'cause I love it. Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted. Top debut album. Changed my life. I rocked it. Almost got me sent to jail. I mean, it changed the way I look at everything around me. It showed me something that growing up in trailer parks in the hood in Fayetteville, that, hey, man, that I hadn't even heard or seen. And, man, he was storytelling to the 20,000th degree. You could see every song on that album. You could visually. I remember riding through the Ville. I just got my license. I'm whipping. I'm going through the hood, picking my dudes up. We up to no good. And you could see what he was talking about when he said the ghetto bird. You could see what he's talking about when he was taking you on them rides. America's Most Wanted is my number 1. Lauryn Hill. I mean, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill. Debut album. Woo.
But hold on, let's stay on Cube though. Let's stay on Cube. Not only he was also part of one of the biggest debut group albums with NWA,
100%,
and Dr. Dre as well with the Chronic. I mean, there's a lot of big debuts.
That's a top 5 album. And then then DOC's debut was a top 20.
He's on the list too.
And he's on the list too. Right there. If he didn't lose his voice, he's probably maybe Tupac status.
I wanted to jump off of what Faith said because Ice Cube is real crazy. His story is crazy.
That debut album, remember, his back was against the wall, bro.
Look, here's what I got to say, and I'm glad you brought Ice Cube's first his solo album. This cat went from the West Coast. Dr. Dre was making the beats, or you had Battle Cat somewhere around, or you had DJ Pooh somewhere around on the West Coast. And then this dude broke up with the group, but went to the East Coast. And his first album is produced by the Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad.
And the Bomb Squad.
He had a producer, he lost Dre.
This dude had
Bomb Squad.
Man, that's all I'm saying. Great choice.
Well, let's let Mr. J get back in here too. Chime in some more.
No, I just wanted to do a sidebar to that DOC joint. Like, I got that joint. That
Man,
nobody does it better. That even I got the Helter Skelter, the second one he did, where he lost his voice. Like
Yes, I
to me,
need
it was still dope.
that, man.
Even
I
though
waited
he's lost his voice, it's still dope.
because he could write. As a writer, man, DOC is a dope writer. If you're a
Yeah,
writer, you're gonna love what he does.
yo, speak on it. Speak on it. Speak on it, Face.
I waited
Speak
for
on
that
it.
Helter Skelter album, man. I was so depressed, man. He lost his voice, man. It was what a tragic shit, tragic for the music business. It'd be like
But
if Van Halen lost his
It's the
fingertips.
diggy tock,
yeah,
y'all.
but check
Yeah.
this out though. On that note, that's always the prime example I use of what's the excuse of you're not making music still. DOC lost his voice and he loves it so much. He still had to put out that album. He had to.
yeah. He actually put
Everybody,
out two. I think he put out two
Was
more
it
albums
two?
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
many
and
more.
and 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 word to Face, he was still writing for cats. He was
yeah.
still
Still writing for
writing.
cats like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I think he's got some
okay,
voice therapy he was doing.
how do we get this deep, Mr. J? And didn't mention "Ready to Die," one of the most anticipated
Oh
debut
yeah,
albums
yeah,
of all time,
yeah,
the
Because we're
best-selling
only
Oh,
diamond.
16
we
minutes
still on
in. We're only
debuts.
16 minutes
Oh
in.
yeah, debuts. Man, Ready to
Biggie
Die.
Smalls,
Ready to Die is
diamond
one.
certified, just
Hold
changed
on, hold
all of
on.
hip hop.
But hey, yo, Face, we got to stick on the one
No, we right on.
album.
This is right on task right here. This is right
Okay,
on
okay.
task.
But all right,
What you
well, I'm
think,
gonna take
Paul?
it, man. You just
Mr.
said it.
J,
Ready to Die is nice. Ready to Die is perfect. That
yeah,
yo, that album. I mean, just the beats alone. We don't play that.
everything,
We don't
everything.
play that. We don't play that G Unit. We don't play around. You know what I'm saying? It's like
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you were on some other shit. That wasn't
What are
on
you?
the same.
Are you drunk? I'm about
somebody
to
said.
mute you.
no,
Somebody.
it says say
No,
50
no, no,
Cent.
no,
G
no,
He went
Unit.
no,
from
no,
G
no,
Unit, we
no,
don't
no,
play around. Ain't
no.
on
You know
no
what?
Ready to Die, man.
G Unit, G
We talking
Unit.
Go
about
ahead.
Biggie Smalls, man.
Drunk unit.
Go ahead. You know
Said
what? I'm gonna take
ready to
the
die, not get
jokes.
rich or die trying.
You
Get
might
rich and
want
die
to have a
trying.
bread sandwich, Mr.
Go
Jones.
ahead.
Maybe
Go
a
ahead
bread
and
sandwich.
rewind. Well, you know what? I was still thinking about the first album, which is real dope. That's what
Where
I'm
we are,
talking
yeah, we
about.
are thinking about the first album, debuts, Biggie Smalls, Ready to Die, lots of
Yeah,
classic material. Mr. J, what do you think about the Ready to Die
So
album? I mean, as
that
far
all
as
right.
debut,
I get it. All right, cool.
yo, that's right up there with the with what I was talking about the chronic. You know what I'm saying? The resurgence. Like you had a West Coast resurgence, and then you had an East Coast resurgence. He led the East Coast resurgence. You know what I'm saying? And to kind of tag on to the Ice Cube thing, because Ice Cube was his favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? He kind of had that influence and that storytelling ability. So you
I
know what I
never
mean?
knew that.
From front to back, it's just as a classic. There's no skips on that album.
definitely no skips and painted a great picture. And even the only feature on that entire album was Method Man.
Yeah,
And which was crazy, right? And that was the only song that felt forced. It was good still, but the rest was just immaculate, man. And it showed the power of what Puppy was about to do. That once again, as you're talking debut, like profound debuts, like I mean, Paul.
What? I didn't hear a question in there. I didn't hear a question in there.
Yo, Face.
Tennis, you cracker ass cracker.
I'm looking at this list, like the names that we ain't said. I mean, like,
Oh, how about this? Well, let's talk
We
about
don't.
this.
It don't matter about the list. The list.
AB Records, Outcast Southern Playalistic is just, as far as effect on the entire hip hop movement, it painted the South in finally a picture of intelligence. Because before that, it was Miami-based sound. It was,
yeah,
well, the South, they don't really kick nothing. They changed the land. Like you said at the Source Awards that year, yeah, the South got something to
The
say.
South got something
no
to
doubt.
say.
All right, because that to me, a debut record to come out of nowhere. That year, you had them and Wu come out the same year. I mean, the end of that, I mean, just that's amazing. I mean, just crazy, man.
And to your point, you know what I'm saying, to kind of expound on it, you know, You had Goody Mob, which is another collective that came out of that
Soul
They're
whole
on the
Food.
Dungeon
list. They're on
family.
the list.
Man.
Yeah, man.
They're
That
on the
Soul Food album.
list.
By the
Yeah.
way, shout out to the whole Dungeon family. I got some one of them that I follow and we correspond. Man, the beats they had in progress then, the sound, woo, all of them. There was a group more than just that, but Soul Food, man, yeah, good, Mr. J, yeah, for real.
Just to make this even funnier of a podcast, I got to throw out a name that Jones really hates that I'm gonna throw out.
Oh man.
What up, Jones?
Fucking Nelly,
Yeah,
man.
no. All right.
Motherfucking Nelly.
Hold up. I'm gonna act like
Him and Rousseau out the gate.
Country
ahead,
Grammar
Jones.
went
Go
diamond,
ahead.
y'all. Country Grammar went diamond.
True.
No, Jones
Like
gonna go in on
Madonna.
it. Let him go.
Hey, Nelly fucked Madonna. Nelly fucked all of it. Hey, Nelly,
Big Daddy Kane
Nelly.
fucking Madonna.
Yes, he did. And he fucked your grandma, I think, that one time over by the safe coast. No.
Big Daddy Kane. It's called The Sex Book. Madonna put it out.
Hey,
Had
while
Big
you
Daddy-
talking about Big Daddy Kane's debut is pretty high up there too. You know what I'm saying?
it's well up there, you know.
Yeah, he's on the list as well. I mean, he's on the fucking cover with a chick feeding them grapes, one fucking
But I
handing
just
them
wanna
out, and the other damn
Black Moon
giving
the
them
stage.
water.
I just
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want I
Love that
just want to
joint.
skip I
Love
just
that
want to skip back to Outkast.
Go ahead.
Rico Wade needs his credit. Rico Wade
Yes,
needs his
sir.
credit.
All day.
Hours to Rico Wade. Like, very underrated. There needs to be some kind of behind the music motherfucking documentary on Rico Wade. No one ever talks about him, ever. And he's responsible not only Dungeon Family, he's involved in the Babyface, all that shit, all that. I mean, on both sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
With Jermaine Dupri's father, all that shit.
Talk about it.
Let's do that. Mr. J, let's get together. On a side note, Mr.
All
J, let's get to work on that doc. We got that. That's the doc they
Let's
need
figure
to
it
see.
out. All right.
All right,
Okay.
so we still talking about
of Lauryn Hill, y'all. The miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I mean, when most saying,
Yeah,
you
another
came
classic.
ready. You came ready. All right.
I mean,
Could have been a bigger
we were
female
all waiting
debut.
for it. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with one. I ain't even hit you with this one yet.
No.
Y'all gonna be like,
No. Let's stick on Lauryn Hill.
Let's talk
Stick
about
on
Miss
Hill,
Lauryn
man.
Hill.
Yeah, stay there.
Changed hip hop. Changed the way I view female MCs. She could out rap you and out sing you. It was
It's
really
funny
and she
how
was
money
writing
changes
her own fucking
situations.
raps, writing her own shit.
Mm-hmm.
She got Mary
ahead,
J
Jones.
on the album. She got Mary J on the album. She got D'Angelo on the album. She got her on the album. That's a dope ass album, man. that album is incredible. It's so incredible.
There's not
And
one skip, like Mr. J said. There's not a skip
No
on
skips.
that album.
No skips on that.
And then,
Hey,
you know,
30 years, 23 years later, they're still using it on. I heard Zion on a commercial the other day.
oh wow, that's a dope song. That was a song about her first son. Yeah,
Who's grown now. And he's on Cadillac commercials. Because they're playing. I mean, I'm just saying. And
my
he's
man
getting
said it in
paid.
Cadillac commercials.
She can be late as she wants to be. I don't give a fuck. That's Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, hey, she deserves to, feel how she feels about the industry and sometimes her fans, because she
We
been
don't
through
know
it.
what she knows. That's all I got. We don't know what she
She
knows.
been through it.
Hey yo,
Yeah.
all I gotta say, if anybody deserved to be late, she can be late. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna jump on stage and sing? All right.
So, everybody got these top MCs, lot 5, dopest MCs. I truly believe that it's a personal thing, and I don't care if there's 1,000 top 5s. None of it makes me mad.
I hate
My
lists.
favorite MC is definitely not what most people's are, but his debut album was very changing for me as a writer because I was working on my music and it changed the way I looked at the way I wrote. So
Who you got?
my number, like a high up top debut album for me is Most Def, Black on Both Sides.
Oh man, that's one of my
Let's
favorites.
Yo!
Dope.
I'm about to draw. I'm about
There's
to
not a
draw the
skip
Fayettenam
on there.
and give you a hug.
Amazing music. He changed the way I look at the way you write hip hop and the way you view the things you write about. So for me, I mean, it was a huge record. I'd like to hear what y'all thought about that.
Yeah, man. My Omi says and Miss
New
Fat
World
Booty.
Order with Buster Rhymes was on there. I'm talking about. I
Yeah.
mean, just amazing. The greatest storytelling rhyme of all time, I think, Miss Fat Booty. I mean, he walks you right through it. And she came with the same type gang, the type of girl giving out the fake cell phone and name.
Yeah.
Took you through it.
Big fame.
Went right through it. I could do the whole thing. I mean, but it's an amazing debut, and it changed. And this is a cat who has a Tony from being on Broadway. He was on huge blockbuster movies. Does shit on his own terms. Lives, is a man of leisure. But he moves around and makes what he feels like is something. That's a dude. That's a true artist, man. And that's what hip hop is all about. Really, is most def. I think he embodies that shit.
Hey, yo, how many?
I like a little bit of the flossier shit myself sometimes, but you can't fuck with him lyrically.
How many rapper MCs made a movie with Bruce Willis? It's only Most Def. He's the only one.
I can't believe y'all forgetting the name that had the best first year in hip hop ever.
Go, Paul. What's up?
X, baby.
Oh, what? Yeah. Yes. It's dark and hell is hot.
Yeah, two albums in the same year. Yeah. Both of them go platinum.
Word up, Mr. J.
Yeah.
Word up.
And both of them go platinum. That's just crazy.
Hey, yo, where the hell did you get that title from? It's Dark and Hell is Hot. That's the name of your album? Yeah.
Well, he got it from the Bible. Like he got most of the shit he got. It says it right in the Bible. It's a line in Romans. It is dark and hell is hot. Hey, so how about this? DMX transcended a lot of things. When he came out, it was a lot about materialism, and nothing he was rapping about had anything to do with materialism. It was, it's my time to eat. Y'all been eating long enough. Stop being greedy. It's time to give to the. It was all some old. I'm just a grimy dude with pit bulls.
It was knockout after knockout, man. Like,
but you know what? In real life, DMX was 5'7", 147 pounds out of DD2 DMX.
You know what it was? It was King in New York. It was King in New York. You guys got Fat while I was gone.
DMX is from Yonkers.
You guys got Fat while I was gone.
I just
Nickelback gets sold in the park. I want in.
I just want to raise my hand and say peace to the state of New York. I never been there. I'm not y'all.
I got my little wifey for 16 years from here. Brooklyn, straight out of there.
Check this out. This dude, the first time I heard
Stranger the Great, who's in the building, who took me to New York for the first and only time I've been.
Yeah, what up, stranger?
Hey, yo, the first time I heard
Stranger, my man, Stranger the Great.
The first time I heard DMX,
this dude said right now.
That cat
That's
said,
my guy. Hey, and while we on that, hang on, shout out to fucking the celebrity guru, Maserati Santana, baby. Yeah, that dude is everywhere y'all want to be, man. Every time I'm around doing something, he's the hardest working dude in the CAC.
All right, go ahead, Jones. Finish what you said.
The first time I heard the cat, he said, "What must I go through to show you shit is real?" I was like, wait a minute, like, what are you talking about? And then he just keep going. What must I go through to show you shit is real? Like, wow. All right, everybody else I know, they talking about, somebody's shoes. I got the most skills. This dude's like, what must I go through to show you shit is real?
Yeah, he
I never gave a fuck.
Definitely had a spiritual base in his shit. And hey, we've gotten this far, y'all. I don't know how long we are into this, but we ain't
30 minutes exactly almost.
All right, 30 minutes. We haven't said this
timekeeper.
Which, come on, y'all. Cypress Hill, self-titled.
On the list.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I could just kill a man, sawed off
shotgun.
No skips.
It's from the bong.
Pigs.
DJ Muggs produced the shit out of that. Produced almost that entire album. It was crazy, man. Crazy.
I brought some other cats through, like Tres Delinquentes, Psycho Realm.
Well, and then Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who is your boy's man. And
that's
what's his brother's name?
I got a t-shirt. In the room. That's
Alchemist. Alchemist. I mean, yeah,
That was fire.
that Cypress Hill, man, they had that Cheech and Chong thing going, man, and everybody fucking loved it, yo.
Well, first of all, that first album, I thought them cats was from New York. They came grimy.
I
It didn't
did
sound
too.
West Coast. They
I
from
did
LA.
too. I did
It
too.
was so grimy, and that whole that horn they used on the "How Could Just Kill Him" and that damn, and that first video, they was looking like they was under. They looked like they was in Brooklyn, man. I thought Cypress Hill was somewhere in Brooklyn. I'm from North Carolina.
I thought they was East Coast. I thought they was East Coast too, Face. I thought they was East Coast.
Came with that East Coast, and then they went. They can do whatever. That's Be Real, man. His brother was Funk Dubious. Be Real's brother is Funk Dubious, and he had some, and he was on that, and he's hip hop. Funk Dubious.
You know what? I know this
Bitch is a super hoe. Shout out to Funk Dubious. The bitch is a super hoe.
No, they got that son. If your soul loved the sun, money rock on.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, man, they had
one of my
that
favorites.
Joint.
Boom, boom,
What up,
boom,
yo? Mr. J knows. All right, but it might not be popular with other people, but the Alcoholics, man, their first album.
Yeah, that
I
makes
love the
sense.
Alcoholics.
That fucking makes sense.
You know why? Because they crew, they family. You know why? Yeah, my brother. Yeah, my brother. Yeah. I love the Alcoholics. It's like
make room only if I'm drunk.
Make room for the crew of beats that thumps. Yes. And they
How
came
have
through.
we not said Illmatic yet, you sons of bitches?
Well,
because it's the easiest
beginning
one.
of the show.
It's the
I didn't
easiest
hear
one.
nobody say
It's
Illmatic.
the easiest one. It's the easiest one. Now it's Illmatic.
Yeah,
It's
man.
super easy.
Hey, yo, we had to dance around.
Okay, here's one. Here's one. Here's a debut album.
We was getting
Go ahead.
to it.
Go ahead, Face. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Jones. Here's a debut album that changed the way hip hop moved. Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101.
He's on my list. He's on my list.
Mainstream trap music. I mean, mainstream. He made it mainstream.
Yeah.
That album made trap mainstream. Everyone followed behind that. The TIs, all those things. They didn't eclipse what Thug Motivation did. To this day.
Whoa. You brought up one, but we're gonna stick with Jeezy. And then we're gonna get to the.
What's your thoughts on that? To me, that was my first experience with trap.
I agree. No, Jeezy's on my list. T.I.'s on my list. Rick Ross is on my list.
Of course. But that
all
Thug Motivation
all three of those cats are on my list.
Thug Motivation.
What's your joint? What's your joint off of Thug Motivation? What's your joint?
Mr. J, what you think?
Man, it's hard to pick one off of Thug Motivation.
It's not about what's our joint. It's what was the impact.
What's the impact of that
those albums had a
that album.
Impact.
All right.
That album had a big lead in, like him coming from Boys in the Hood.
There you go. There you go.
That bubbling. You know what I'm saying? They had that push and that bubbling from Diddy and that Bad Boy South movement that they were trying to do. So that really kind of made him pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Street cred. Mad street cred.
and that's my thing. That cat said on the Boys in the Hood joint. He said, I'm remember the line later. But the shit was so fucking funny to me. And I don't sell drugs. I never sold drugs. This dude was like,
maybe
yo, you still owe me, so bring a stack. I'm like, oh shit.
So we mentioned a female MC earlier when we talked about Lauryn Hill, but what about another really big debut album from a female, Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott, which really established Timbaland as a genius. And she, by the way, that album's diamond. That album went diamond. So that's insane. Missy slept on, but that's a big debut album.
So was her production skills, like her production skills too.
The rain, man, that cat.
Her writing.
Lots of artists, by the way, lots of R&B artists you don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
Paul?
I love Missy, man, because it's like I'm a big Busta Rhymes fan, which I love his first album. But I love.
I gotta go back though. I gotta go back. We really missing some cats. What about Eric B and Rakim? First
Oh,
album.
Yeah,
I mean,
Airbnb for
if Black
president.
Kim changed the game, the first album, I mean,
You really want to go there? You want to
he's
go there?
yeah.
on the Mount Rushmore hip hop for me.
All
I
right,
mean,
all right. From for the first
Prison
album is
album.
the first album is Airbnb for president, and they had Check Out My Melody. They got I'm fucking up. Oh man, they got Airbnb for president. They got How Can I Move the Crowd? They just got oh
there's no
how did I
skips, which is
how
what
how did
makes
I
a great debut album, right? No
thank
skips.
thank you, Face. And how could I forget? They got paid in
Mr. J, we
full.
got to get
It's
your T-shirt that
all on the
says,
set. It's all on
Mr.
the
J,
first
no
album.
skips.
No doubt.
So while you saying that, of course, Rakim being one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he's on most people's
And the
top
first
10, if
album.
not top 5, right?
And the first album is real good. The first
And
album
he
is
is the
great.
inventor of the double rhyme. If you write rhymes, he's the inventor of the double
Well,
rhyme syllable at the end rhyming.
according
That
to
said,
a guest in the podcast,
They
I'm
would fight out
overselling
over
it.
that.
According to Stranger Great, I'm overselling the album as far as the impact.
overselling it.
He
What
says
does
it
that
was really
mean?
just the singles. He
So,
said it was really just the singles and not the album. So maybe I'm just drinking too much
well, it
diesel and I'm
doesn't matter
reaching.
because here's the impact. It solidified Rakim as, well, first of all, it's a pillar of what became, we all view Rakim as a rap god. And he
Okay.
wouldn't be a rap god without Eric B for president. I mean, so
Stranger Great says nobody listens to that album.
no.
Do you listen to that album?
But at the time, the impact for the years.
Stranger the Great needs to
Okay,
get this
let's look at
damn
it this
stream
way.
y'all link and pop up.
MC,
Let's
Mr.
talk.
Jones.
It's
Yeah.
good to have
Yes,
a
sir.
get like a
I'm
crowd
listening. I'm
guest
listening.
that's up to the chime
MCs,
in.
MCs listen to that album because they changed the way they rapped
It
based
was
on that album.
It's incredible. That
I
cat
know,
said,
I know these cats though definitely had an impact, and that's
So what about Wolf in Sheep's Clothing?
Black Sheep.
they're on the list.
Yeah.
They're on the list.
Fantastic debut
Yeah, they're on the
album.
list.
And
classic debut. Classic debut. Classic debut.
Strobe Like Honey. And
that.
Stranger
Choice
Great
of
says we can't
Jewels.
mention Black Sheep without De La Soul.
No, yeah. Hey, free
Yeah, we ain't got there yet.
Yes,
yeah.
100%. It's right here on my notes on the side. Yes. 100%.
This is a good episode.
Hey yo, I'm gonna be honest. I was like
Whoa, pump the fucking brakes. If we all over here, I got to say Mecca and the Soul Brother.
There you go.
That's on the list. That's on the list.
Well, hold up.
It changed. Hey, go ahead, Mr. Jones.
Let's let Mr. J
Jones,
get in too, man. Mr. J is like, listen.
Your 4-leg lock, man.
But
For
whoa! Did you make a wrestling reference? Did you do that?
I'm gonna be a limousine.
Hey yo, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. I saw Ric Flair at Cumberland County Civic Center in 1989. I was there.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to De La Soul. Back to De La Soul. D103 FM Friday nights. That's when I heard De La Soul plug tuning. It was my joint, and I was recording tapes. I was recording over my mom and dad blues tapes. All right, let's move forward. All right, cool.
I saw them at Cat's Cradle when
Cat's Cradle.
Plug 2 was still alive. When he Plug 2 was still alive. I have a picture that's still on my Facebook with me and my brother and Plug 2.
So when the words of Rakim, I'm just going to take my little story and put it in my pocket for later. All right, that's a good one.
So okay, while we there, and once again, Paul, what about Run DMC's debut album, man? I mean,
they're on the list.
Raising Hell.
Yeah. Self-titled Run DMC.
By the way, those are huge.
Self-titled.
Here's why they get lost, because they were the beginning. They maybe they weren't as intricate. Maybe other rap styles were more ferocious, more creative, more impressive. But LL and Run and all those cats, then there would be no next without them. They had to come up and win, and they won.
I like.
Your parents was telling you that LL and them was a fad. They were
I
saying,
like-
yo, Run DMC, the LL Cool J, that shit's a fad. And look, it's the #1 genre for the past 30 years and counting. And counting.
Keep it going,
Country
keep it going.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
in they goddamn songs. Country motherfuckers rapping they shit. That's
Hey,
all I gotta
yo,
say.
I love what Faye said because when Run DMC first came out, and they wasn't first, but when Run DMC came out, you know who was out? Willie Nelson was out.
I fucks with Willie Nelson.
Think about that.
Hey, man. Hey,
Willie Nelson was on
somebody
tour
got to get Mr.
selling
Jones.
records.
Where did Mr. Jones? Where the set? When mother gonna come out with a hook and get you now? Mr. Sandman gonna go fucking
No. What I'm saying is, people were out at the same time. Nobody questioning country western.
Yo, we ain't doing country debut albums. That's a whole different podcast.
I like
No,
to welcome
I'm
everybody to the
not-
Mr. Jones
I'm not
roller coaster.
doing
You
that.
riding on it too.
He's just
I'm
making
riding
comparisons.
along right with
I guess comparisons during the time.
I'm not doing. Thank you, Mr. J. I'm not
Okay,
doing that.
I hear you go.
Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, they were the people.
Which
They
one
were
was
the
your joint
ones.
off the hey? Which Willie Nelson debut joint? What was your joint on his debut album?
I don't know. I just know that Run DMC came out while Willie Nelson was platinum, and Run DMC went gold. They were like, "Oh, this rap shit ain't gonna make it."
1950-11. Shit, that motherfucker old as dirt.
I just know.
At least I thought he was going to go
Hey,
Kenny
he
Rogers,
came out, it was
Kenny
like,
Rogers
oh,
and Dolly Parton.
Oh, man, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Run DMC come out like, oh shit, all right.
Islands in the stream like a
You know
motherfucker.
what
Which
I'm
stream in? Vodka, bitch.
I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm just saying it was like we was looking at Dolly Parton and then Run DMC drop. It's like, you know, oh, we got some more music. We got more music. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so I'm gonna throw a name out for y'all.
Y'all
What about
wild, man.
Thuggish Ruggish Bone? Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
Yeah, that first album.
Creeping on the come up. We said that. Creeping on the come up.
Creeping on the come
I would
up.
say,
Yeah.
by the way, off that record, man, my shit was that Creeping About the Woods. People lost that. I was in a Job Corps, and it was like a year before they came out, and a dude from Ohio was in Job Corps with me, and he had this record, man. He was like, yo, this Bone, they gonna be big. And Creeping on the come up, man. Creeping up out of the woods, got to love to the hoods, man. I was stuck on it. The way they rapped, I'd never heard nothing like it in my life. And yo, it definitely changed because it started that sing-song delivery type shit. The whole do or die. Everybody that came beyond that became from that Bone shit, right?
Yeah.
They started their own little.
That stems from NWA as well.
Hey, where is Mr. Jones?
He disappeared. I don't know what happened.
I mean, even you had Tongue Twister before that, but his thing didn't catch on. It kind of people were kind of fighting against that.
I saw Tongue Twister on George the Michael Steele's Midnight Sports Show as the Guinness record holder for fastest talking human. Before I knew he
back
was
in the building.
Well,
yo, hold on.
Back in the building.
So now I'm on the laptop. I feel like I'm flexing now. I'm like, yeah, I got a laptop and a phone.
And you still look like Charlie Murphy.
Hey, don't let me tell your story. That's gonna be funny. Like, yeah, stories from Jones.
Yeah, I love Jones stories. Anyway, Jones, we're talking about debut hip hop albums still.
If you just, if you ain't been here and you just came in.
How about the other side?
Hold on. No, hey, yo, Paul, Mrs. J.
Right how about the other side of the war by Big Face?
Oh, I got a whole story about that song, which is real dope.
Let's not tell it here, my friend. So
I'm gonna throw another name out for y'all. Dead Prez.
Oh, yes, Live Free. Yeah, man. Love it.
Free or die trying. Yeah.
Hip hop, mind, sex. Lord, what's the other ones? One of those teaching my children.
Listen, hip hop.
Lying to the children.
On hip hop is one of the dopest.
Jones is heavily drunk. He said, "Live free or die trying."
Let's get free. Oh, Get Rich or Die Trying is another one we didn't say. 50, man. His debut album was amazing.
That's what he was trying to say earlier.
Hey, Mel Gibson was on that shit with him. Ah, this motherfucker said, "Give me free, bitch."
What the fuck is
Yeah.
You remember that game? Give me free shit.
live free or die trying?
Hey, yo, I'm just saying this shit is live. Sometimes a cat mess up. It gotta
Rock'em
think
sock'em
about it.
robots.
Oh my god.
Somebody go get
Somebody
Paul.
moderate. I can't stay in my seat. Live free or die trying.
So
That's the best episode yet. Thank
I
you,
do want to
Joe.
say this.
Thank you.
I want to say this. I want to
It's
say
only
this.
up from here.
So we talked about the 36 Chambers, and we mentioned that they had a bunch of members do solo albums. To me, the most impactful debut of that was Only Built for Cuban Links, which
That's on the
Raekwon
list
just
too.
established himself
You know what?
as a storyteller, like a
that's on the
mafioso at its best, yo.
I love
Hey,
that
Mr.
joint. Love
Jones,
that
hang
joint.
on, man. Hang
A
on,
purple
man. I'm about
tape.
to come over there. Don't make me come over there, Mr. Jones, into your split screen.
Man, I'm about to close my laptop on you,
And
man.
you're not lighting.
I'm good, dog. I'm good. I love it. All right, I'm good.
Only Built for Cuban Links was like that. To me, it was like the crescendo of that whole mafioso New York rap, and he crushed it. I mean, out the park type shit. That
That's
was my
dope.
favorite debut solo.
And you got to add
Closely followed.
Ghostface too. Iron Man.
Well,
Ghostface,
closely
Iron
followed
Man.
by
Ghostface
Iron
is
Man.
dope.
Closely followed by Iron Man. Okay, and Tikal, man, even Meth don't like Tikal. So I mean, it's a good album,
Yeah.
but
It's a good album, but
to me,
my
him
my
and
favorite
Red's
was
album.
my favorite was Liquid Swords. My favorite was Liquid
That's
Swords.
my favorite.
Oh my god, I can listen to that all day, all day.
I was waiting for the
Just that intro.
Let's go.
And
Just
that
that
record
intro.
changed my life. I mean, that record actually changed the way it's one of those records, man. No skips. He just crushed that shit.
Even though
and it's some
Stranger the Great
classic
said that
RZA.
ain't his debut album, but that is probably the best
No,
Wu-Tang
his
solo
debut album
in
was
my mind.
Prince Hakeem.
Hakeem, yeah.
Prince
Yeah.
Hakeem.
No,
Yeah.
it was Words of a Genius. Words of a
Words of a
Genius.
Genius. Words of a Genius.
Oh,
Yeah, Words of a Genius. Yeah, I forgot.
Yes, the
Words of a
Genius.
Genius.
Signed
Yeah.
to what? Columbia or something like that.
Yeah, Prince
like that,
Rakim
yeah,
was
yeah.
RZA. That was RZA.
He was like be nice
you know what's wild about Jizza? Jizza does crazy wordplay. He got songs like Animal Planet. He got songs.
the RZA was Prince Hakeem.
That cat said Tommy ain't my motherfucking boy. That cat just jumped out the gate talking about labels. Yeah. I love hip hop. Let's get it in. Debut.
Yeah,
Didn't play first album.
Let me throw in a local one. Since this is live from Vietnam. Bomb Shelters.
Oh,
Bomb
for us?
Yeah, man.
For me?
All right.
Yes.
Oh, you want to go there?
Extremely impactful. Very impactful, man. Changed my life. Mr. J?
Man, that's the top. That's the top of the tops right there. The Bomb Shelter.
And I gotta go with number 2, the Black Watch 21st Century. That was a pretty good debut album.
Wait. Are we going from best debuts in hip hop, or now are we going to local?
Well, I mean,
this is live from Fayettenam, so we try to do some Fayettenam shit.
So, okay. So you know what? I'm gonna go with something. I'm gonna go with Big Face. So there it is.
Well, the record was called Other Side of the War. So there it is was a song on there.
That song though. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Promote the album. Promote everything.
Well, I would say this. I mean, Bomb Shelter's album, We Took It Home. Bomb Shelter changed the way other artists in Fayetteville made music, and they gave us J. Cole. How could you not say that's not impactful? Without Bomb Shelter, you have no J. Cole, maybe, possibly.
Anything.
And then
I like the song.
But then again, Mr. Jones, I told you, I'll say this. The Elohim record, man, from Zeph Lesson. It was a big record for me because it was the first local record I ever heard and saw posters of, for me personally. That Elohim record. I just come back from the Navy. I'd been gone a couple years.
I know what you're talking about.
And I came to my homeboy crib and he had the poster on the wall. So what's up with that? The Ankh. And he was like, "That's Elohim. That's my boy Zeph. He played the record." I was like, "Yo, this is dope. This is right here."
I got a word face. I got a friend of mine that he don't call me Jones. He calls me L because of Elohim. That's dope. Like, yo, L, what you doing?
I don't know what the fuck that means, but
Oh, good, man. You do understand what it means. You do. You do understand what it means. I'm just telling you the real story. I'm just breaking it down right quick. And this dude gonna walk off and shit.
We have big face walking off the camera.
Yo, Paul, never have
So walk
friends
off
on
here.
the show. Don't have friends up on here.
All right, so let me throw out a couple names for
You
y'all.
don't need enough to walk off, and then he comes back. All right, here we go.
Let me throw out a name
See,
for y'all.
I would say
MF
Character
Doom.
Assassins, but they didn't
MF
have an
Doom.
album.
What about MF Doom?
Mr. J, I'm
MF Doom.
not gonna do nothing, but I hear Paul. But Mr. J, we can build on that. I got you.
I think that's an interesting one. But the one that comes to my mind, I don't know if that's his first one, but that food album. So I don't know if that's the first one.
I don't know about that, but I do know about Character Assassins. Those are my brothers.
Oh, and this cat.
And you know what? I'll say this just because Mr. J brought it up. I remember going to the crib, going to the studio, and the brother said,
Paul playing police and shit. He policeman Paul tonight.
Nah, we already got flagged before when we wasn't doing nothing, and then now you doing
That was
something.
because you were
gonna get
anti-Semitic
flagged
remarks,
again.
sir. That was because of your anti-Semitic remarks.
Are you Jewish?
I eat some kosher like I eat like Nathan's.
You're Portuguese, man.
that cat said he got the Nathans.
It's kosher, ain't it?
That's funny to me. I'm sorry. That's funny.
What did I miss while I stepped away from Mr. Jones?
We was on MF Doom. MF Doom.
Oh, it was Operation Doom.
wasn't.
Operation Doomsday was the first album. That's one. But
Food.
so much stuff in it.
Food.
Food
I mean, I know he was
was
like a different
2004.
character before. When he changed to MF Doom, he was like, he really took the fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can say the same. You can say the same thing about Titty Boy.
And I can't believe nobody said Busta Rhymes' first album. We
Yeah,
like
but-
we almost about to over with the podcast, and nobody said Busta Rhymes' first album.
Coming,
I'm
man.
gonna be honest. I didn't say nothing because I'm the ultimate Busta Rhymes fans.
I was waiting for that album. Like you were waiting for that album. People were waiting for that album.
What Faye said. I was waiting, man.
And by the way, you forget he ran shit for quite a few years there. Every album he dropped was a major happening. Right after the last Boy Scout, he even got Rampage a deal, who was horrible, and he went fucking gold. That's how good Buster was. Rampage and last Boy Scout was garbage.
Wow.
I was in the Rampage before Buster went solo. Rampage had a song the Where the Ramps At. That's what I was listening to.
I know the dude.
Agent of Grace said I should stick up for Rampage because he used to be my boy, but the key word was used to be. So keep it going. Keep it going.
Rampage too.
Hey, yo, Paul, man, no time for beef right now. It's all love.
It ain't about beef. It ain't about like
Hell.
he ain't have a great debut album. I'm sorry, he's not on the fucking list.
Hey, I don't know if he was the last Boy Scout. He wasn't the first one or the one in the middle either.
He's not on the list.
I'm chilling with Mr. J right now. Y'all cats wild, man.
This is greatest debut, most impactful debut album.
Your album after a flop movie. If you're gonna name your shit after a movie, don't name it after a flop.
The last Boy Scout. Wow.
Boy Scout been trying to grow up, be a man.
He's a Damon Wayne.
You saying Face? You saying it's like that first 5 seconds when that dude trotted out on that horse and shot somebody?
I got the Rampage album because I was on the Columbia Mail list. Remember that list?
You got it because the Wild for the Night, and you was disappointed as fuck. Wild for the Night was hot as shit, but we was disappointed as fuck.
You paid 12 cents and you got 10 albums. That was one of them, and shit, the shit wasn't worth the hate penny.
I'm going back.
And every time you went back and did a different name.
I'm going back to what Paul said, man. Wild for the Night.
I didn't bring up Rampage.
Y'all did.
Everybody's silent. All right.
I ain't
I
gonna
think
say.
I'm about milked
I ain't
out with
gonna
my
say it.
milk tea.
I ain't
I'm
gonna
about
say
milk.
fuck Rampage.
I'm about to head to the bar, get some buffalo shrimp and some Tito's and Red Bull.
Tito, let's go. Straight from Texas. All right.
So we got 5 minutes left. It look like Big Face is out. You out?
I'm not. Hey, what?
We got
I'm
5 minutes
contractually,
left.
sir. I'm
Anybody we
contractually
forget?
obligated. You talk to my people after this show, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that contract later too.
Hey, yo, Mr. J, you got a contract.
Calm down, Mr. Jones. We can't even see you. You don't need no contract.
Man, I can see myself. I see y'all.
Those contracts, those ain't death row contracts.
Well, that's the
Young
most
man
important
Jones
part,
over
my
there. Young
dude.
man Jones over there.
I know.
Jones said, fuck you, million viewers. I can see myself. You can't. I am the mystery man. We need to put a question mark on Mr. Jones'
I
shit.
see you, man. I see you with the good
I
haircut.
see you when you move forward.
I see you, Paul. Mr.
You look like
J,
some headphones.
Peace, my brother. You good?
I know, sir, because I have lighted.
Anybody
I have
we
lighted.
forgetting?
In your face. In your face.
I mentioned everybody other than I mentioned everybody that I could possibly like. There's plenty, man. Like I said, there's 100 great debut albums in hip hop. I mean, what about Farside's bizarre?
On the list.
All right to the far side. Great job. Yeah.
Great,
Dog food.
fabulous.
The
Dog pound, dog food.
Let's go.
Dog Pound's on the
Well, we
list.
didn't say Doggy Style by Snoop Dogg.
Doggy style.
Killer with the Chronic. After the Chronic, the Doggy Style came out, and you're like, wow.
Hey, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
I just
Can't forget that.
I just said Doggy Style. That's what. Am I in Bizarro World?
What do you mean?
And I would throw a couple of other ones in there, like maybe like Main Source, Run the Jewels.
Good. Lord,
I like that. I like that.
The Jewels had a big impact.
They say Lords of the Underground.
I like their first album. Their first album was incredible.
I might would throw Das Effects over Lords of the Underground.
There goes somebody. All right, cool. You know, I'm just talking.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting story because they definitely had a little bit of beef because of those videos, those first couple videos, like between Das Effects and Lords of the Underground.
There was
a little bit of beef there.
So just so you know, from the source, I'm friends with Duke, and I'm friends with Funky.
One at a time, fellas.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, So I'm friends with Do It All, and I'm friends with Funk. And so, yeah, there was definitely beef with DOS Effects back in the day. And the way that they feel like DOS took their style and then just amped it up. Because they started that.
But I'm glad Mr. J said that because DOS Effects' first album, that's a game changer. Everybody started biting their style after that. I promise you. Wasn't nobody doing the diggity iggity. Man, these cats got the doom, doom, doom. You know what time it is when you hear that. I know. I see you leaning. I'm gonna look like you. I love you so much, Face. I'm gonna do you.
Right. I know. You love me so much. You finished all my sentences, my dude. All my sentences.
And yo, if people don't know, man, I used to go to Face crib and eat food and watch 24. That's how far we go back.
And now we do podcasts, and he jumps in all my shit I talk, and never lets me finish nothing. That's what we do now.
All right, fellas, we got like a couple minutes left. I'm gonna throw out one name out there that's kind of new, and I think they had a big impact when they dropped their album. That's the Migos.
Oh man, I'm gonna say this, and I'm just gonna jump off. When I heard no Master P, 10 bat, and they after me, 1 bat like a masterpiece, looking for a dunk like an athlete. I was like, yo, man. Like, all right, I see what y'all are doing. You know, me personally, as an MC, as a writer, I would say that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I like that song. I like that song. I do. I like it a lot.
I thought, what does this got to do with the fucking Migos debut?
And these cats, they did something that I wanted to do in life, and they did it. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, Ric Flair trip. Oh, you really got Ric Flair in the video?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, okay. What can I do?
Ric Flair drip.
Look it up, man. YouTube. Google it.
I'll have to get with my assistant, have them Google that shit.
Don't lean back, man. We can't see you, man. You got camouflage into the couch.
Am I really that dark? I can see myself.
Camouflage into the
Calm
couch.
down, Charlie Murphy.
All right, hold on,
Calm
man.
down, Charlie.
Right, my phone is charged up now. Let's do another 3 hours right quick.
3 hours.
Ain't nothing to this all. Hell to the no.
Hold on, let me see this.
I like to welcome y'all to the live from Fayettenam. You see what the fuck we did within the 2-6? Mr. Jones and me walking through your barrio.
I tell you what, we pretty much covered everybody on my list. I can tell you that much.
Well, who's left? Who's left on the list?
Redman and OC and Slick Rick. Redman, OC, and Slick Rick.
It's funny how Slick
I love
Rick.
OC. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
The funky fly stuff.
I mean, I could get into what a lot of my favorite, like Helter Skelter or Boot Camp Click. I mean, I love their debut. I mean, that was what I was a fan of. But I mean,
I love the Boot Camp. The only thing that made me mad about that album. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, Mr. J, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr.
The only thing that made me mad about that album, there's a version of Buck 'Em Down that is not on the album. The video version is not on the album. You got to go find the signal. You got to go find the signal, find the B-side to find the video version. That was my favorite version of Buck 'Em Down. Was the video version.
I like the other one. All right.
Still searching.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. Still searching.
Cool. You know, we're not going to have cutting off family right quick.
Is it safe to say that all their groups had a pretty big impact when they dropped? Black Moon, Helter Skelter.
Man, we didn't say Slick
Smith
Rick.
Smith and Weston.
Yeah, you're right. That was as a movement to me at the same
when they dropped all of them.
Well, we also didn't mention Gangstar's debut or Guru's debut as Jazzmatazz Volume 1 on his own, which was both dope.
That was on the list, but I didn't agree with it.
Well, I don't agree with it because I'm a huge Guru is my number 2 favorite. Like most Def's my number 1, Guru's my number 2, straight up. But Jazzmatazz, it was good.
Can we name the name that's on the list that nobody but maybe Jones and Mr. J might have listened to the album?
Yeah, please do.
Blue and Exile.
Blue and Exile. I had no idea.
I've never listened to the album.
You know what?
Listen to the first song today and said, yo, I'm convinced this is going to be a dope fucking album.
It's fire. I listened to it after we got off the phone, and it's
Stranger
fire.
to Grace said Little Brother.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
North Carolina.
The state, yes. J. Cole's. What about J. Cole's Born Sinner?
Let's go. But the mixtapes are already fire, but yeah, you're right. What about KRS-One?
But to me, his work became better later.
He did that.
Hold on, let's stay with the J. Cole for a second.
Just to say, in my opinion on that, Jones is Jones. Jesus Christ.
My middle name is Christopher, so the JC works.
So J. Cole, to me, his debut album was good enough to get him, some more work, but his work got better later. Like he really let go. You could tell early in his career he was wanting to do what they wanted him to do, and then later he just did what he wanted. Once he started doing what he wanted, he was fine.
It's amazing that he got with he signed with a dude that's a major label dude starting a label. And this cat got to do the kind of music, even though he had to throw a single out there 1 or 2 times. But he's still from it's real weird. You don't see that often. And he wasn't cold. He was therapist. But, that's another story for another day.
The impact is pretty big
Rest
for
in peace,
most of
Pussy Rick.
Fayetteville. Didn't even know who he was. We knew him as the therapist.
I'm
You
just
know,
saying.
he didn't have no hit records, no major following, and the impact was pretty big at the gate.
Because he came here to shoot that I Got That Fire video, and he involved the local bands, and then he threw his debut album party here, even though
And
they
he blew
told
up
him
off a
not to.
mixtape. And he blew up off a
And
mixtape.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and he showed up at Grays Creek Keggers and whatever. You know, it was a.
And
I mean, honestly, let's get over the fact that, I mean, at the end of the day, man, he a Fayetteville dude. So when you, no matter what any of us do in our lives, blow up, go to all over the world, I still want to come back to Fayetteville. I mean, this is my hometown. So you feel me? Like, regardless, he's just a Fayetteville dude.
I got
Everybody
a
like,
story.
you know,
I got a story, but it
pick up
don't fit.
stories because I'm out of here. I'm going to the bar. I'm going to get me some
All
buffalo
right, and we're gonna
shrimp.
wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up, fellas.
Hey, Peace of Night
Close
Wonder.
out.
You know, he helped Jay-Z go platinum one time. I'm just saying. You know, he from Carolina. But anyway, all right.
All right, so anybody got a shout? Anybody want to shout anything out before they go? I'm gonna shout out Dizzle real quick.
Like I said, Artists Block, November 18th. Doors open at 8 o'clock. Be there, Greensboro. You know what I mean? Go to www.empiremusic.com. Go get your tickets. Let's make this thing pop.
And be on the lookout for the Circle Kings podcast coming soon, hosted by Big Face and the relaunch of 102.6 The Streets.
Hey, yo, Face, can you give
Let's
some
go.
information on the bare knuckles? What's good?
Well, that's what Paul talking about. Be on the lookout for that Circle of Kings podcast with your local Fayetteville hip hop and all combat sports cover. We got some huge names. We ain't gonna leak no names right now, but we got some huge nationwide names on the first show. And the relaunch, me and Paul have a relaunch of 102.6 The Streets, straight Fayetteville hip hop and R&B 24/7, 365 radio coming at you, internet radio. So be on the lookout.
And
We got a lot going on.
Ready? I'm ready for it. Let's go.
All right, fellas. Till next week.
And
salute all y'all. Love y'all, man.
Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.